There's no caliber in the world more versatile than that 357 Magnum. Guns that shoot the 357 Magnum will also handle 38 Special. And if you're a hand loader, we could even go lighter 38 Special, we could even go more powerful 357 Magnums. This is by far the most versatile caliber combination you're gonna find, and that 686 is the most versatile gun you're gonna find. What I'm holding in my hand is a Smith & Wesson model 686. This is actually a -2. This is an older one. This came out in the late 80s. It's a 357 Magnum. When I first saw, I still remember that when I first saw my first 686, I was at the shooting range and one of the sheriff's deputies pulled out a box. He goes, "Look, I got a brand new 686. And we all went, "Ooh, that was the coolest, newest thing." That was, remember, police hadn't gone to automatics yet. This is early 80s, 81, 82 is the first time I saw a 686, and I wanted one. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. The sheriff's deputies were using them. This had to be the gun that was gonna end all guns. It was like, this was better than a Python, better than anything else you can ever want, better than 1911. I wanted a 686. In the 80s, this was the service revolver that almost every cop carried. 4-inch barrel, the big fat target grips. This one has what they call the target hammer on it. It does have the red ramp front sights, adjustable rear sight. And the reason they had adjustable sights is a lot of people who carried these, either for personal defense or for home protection or in line of service, would shoot and practice and target shoot with a 38 Special, and then they would load up 357 Magnums for defense or work conditions. So incredibly versatile. You can have a very, very light, even target round that like 148, the semi-wad cutter 38 Special, and then you can jack it up 156 grain, 357 Magnum, moving it, almost twice the velocity. That was your killer, and nobody doubts this was a great caliber, great gun. It still is. But it's a little big, it's a little bulky. That 4-inch barrel, that big giant grip, yeah, it's comfortable to shoot, but not very comfortable to carry. So Smith & Wesson came out with a rounded butt and a little bit shorter barrel. This came out in 1988. That rounded grip frame. You lost 1.5 inches of barrel, and we got that rounded grip frame, but it's now more than 2 inches shorter overall. Much, much better to carry. That shorter barrel comes out of the holster quicker. You still, with that 2.5-inch barrel, you haven't lost a whole lot of velocity. Remember, you're shooting 357 Magnums at pistol range. It's still a very deadly, very, one-stop kind of shot, one-stop shot, one shot stop, you know what I mean. You're gonna knock things down with one shot. And with that rounded grip frame, that shorter barrel, much more easier to carry. You can carry this concealed if you're a bigger guy. This is not a problem. If you want your wife to shoot it, you put the 38 Specials in, and she's gonna be very comfortable with it. If you have a young shooter, a new shooter, download the 38 Specials. They get to learn trigger control and sight picture and breath control and grip and get to learn to shoot this well before you ever put 357 Magnums in it. So it's very, very versatile. As far as a home defense gun, can't be beat. Yes, I understand if you're, hey, I've got my Wonder 9, I've got my 40, I've got a scope and I've got a light and I've got laser and I've got a high capacity mag, on and on, okay, whatever. But in the dark, I know I can grab this, squeeze the trigger, and it's gonna go bang, okay? If I ever have a misfire, if I have a bad round, it doesn't go bang, I just pull the trigger again, it goes bang. I can use this with one hand, right? Just keep pulling that trigger and it's gonna rotate onto a new round every time. If I had an automatic, I may take 2 hands to clear a jam. I don't need the second hand with this, all right? If I was fighting somebody and I had to have one hand fighting them off and the other hand getting my gun, that's not a bad way to go. I only need one hand for this. There's no safety. Is my safety on, my safety? There's no hesitation thinking about is my safety on or off, or do I have to fumble for safety in the dark? I grab, squeeze, bang. That's why I like the revolvers. Now, obviously we've talked about this already, there are better suited guns for different tasks. But if you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel secure, you want to be able, if you're a lady or a guy who's kind of has a recoil shy, hey, put 38 Specials in. Learn your gun, get to know it, get familiar with it, okay? Feel comfortable with it, don't be afraid of it. If you want to go hunting with it, hey, you know, we can load this up to 357 magnums, and we can probably shoot stuff that's gonna die with one shot. You know, there are better choices for hunting. Fence, for carry, oh man, they're just as deadly today as they were the day they were made. Like I said, there may be better guns out there, but doesn't make these bad. You know, it's stainless steel, it's not gonna rust on you, it's got a nice grip, it's got a wonderful trigger. If you've ever fired a Smith & Wesson in a single action, okay, we talked about this before, double action means that trigger does cock it and fire it. In a single action mode, I've cocked it manually. Now just that trigger is gonna do that single action, just all it does is fire it. And the Smith & Wesson single action pull is wonderful. If you're a target shooter, you want precise, you barely feel that trigger move and the gun fires. So for accurate target work, the revolver wins. For the big, heavy, powerful rounds, the revolver wins. If you want to download it so light, so your mom or your sister or your daughter can shoot it, the revolver wins again. The most versatile, the most versatile gun in the most versatile caliber. 686, 357 Magnum, doesn't get much better than this.